Yes, the Professor Michael Ocquaye report no finally, mama Ocquaye no. Mo good news mama. Mo ekokonsafo, mo penny world report nim. Enra makote ne baby. Na nipa no so awoka no obi amegini di. I trust the source. Eno na me de bro on the critical analysis channel. Make sure so be subscribe. I will subscribe click the bell notification me the video be to my be no my shipping. NPP we omo way 2024 election everybody be can na humongous humiliating defeat, bruising defeat omo be that in a very long time. No we no omo occasion Professor Mike Ocquaye, former speaker of parliament, former MP for Kwabenya university lecturer, political science lecturer ni near warrior or science so for so mon ko Ghana fa na nyina no NPP for ne Ghana for nko kasa se din tin NPP we omo we no reasons no eba report na ba ya bo NPP a mo de beba ni ade nenra ana Kojo Oppong Nkrumah MP for Fransa be former information former works and housing minister Eko Bernard show no so minim ne Bernard kan ye minim ne siye Kojo Oppong Nkrumah finally revealed why the NPP lost the election according to Professor Mike Ocquaye report.
What was the basis for asking for a constitutional review in the first place?
So the Mike Ocquaye committee was established to do the review of our performance in the election. In every election, whether we win or lose, we do an introspection. When the committee report came back, it highlighted about 4 major issues. There were issues of governance policy, particularly on the economy, that were raised. And it appears that was the major item. The majority of people said they either didn't vote or they voted against us because of their view that we had not been able to resolve the economic challenges robustly enough in their opinion. Okay. There were also issues of party corporate governance. So you will find that things broke down on the ground in some parts because of issues with corporate governance. There were issues with operations.
In relation to elections or generally?
No,
this number 2.
Yeah, just generally the management of the party. Okay. So you'll find that at this level in the party, this person is not available, this person is supposed to take over, or this person is acting in a particular way and has to be disciplined. So corporate governance within the party had its own challenges. Number 3, you had issues of operations. Okay. How do we do this in the party? Who has power to do this and who has power to do that? And then finally, you had the perception in the party that when it comes to decision making in the party, a lot of people are excluded. A lot of people who should participate in it don't participate, and therefore ownership of those decisions and advancing the cause of those decisions suffers. So having learned from these 4 broad categories of challenges, the party started a process of reform. How many of these can we address through the Constitution? And so we went through an exercise of opening up to receive proposals. Some of those proposals were constitutional, some were not constitutional. But having received over 300 proposals, some of which border on the same subject, we then spent time to do a few focus group discussions and consultations with key groups in the party and distill the over 300 proposals into about 56 motions. 300
proposals?
Yes. Into about 56 motions and 1 transitional motion. So in all, it's 57, but 56 of them were actually towards constitutional amendment, which we then brought to conference on the agenda. So you then find on the order paper for conference that these are the motions that are being proposed for amendment, and conference had an opportunity to think through them and decide.
So governance policy issues, particularly in respect of economy, party corporate governance, operational issues, and then decision making. I can summarize this to be leadership. These are leadership issues.
You could.
Leadership of both government and party.
Yes. In terms of what 4 reasons, broad areas. On the critical analysis channel, you be treating. And the kind of treating. Mama busa question. So I don't report omonya in the public. No omonya in the public any ade. And Kojo Oppong Nkrumah reason ti omonya in the public. In fact, if you can legend say report ya the back up and the common MPP say ni leaking ti because omonyo muhuni no. And also respond they say no can.
It says Bernard, please ask Kojo, is it true that only 1 copy of the Mike Ocquaye report was printed? 2, why have they not made the report public and done serious introspection instead of rushing to elect a flag bearer?
So first, it is not true that we have not done serious introspection on the report. Sitting before you, have outlined the 4 major things that the report spoke about. The General Secretary of the party going around on our thank you tours has espoused ad infinitum what the report says. But no, we will not be publishing that report in the general public. Political parties don't do that because it also contains some, may I say, trade secret, sensitive information. So no party worth its salt does that.
Put that out.
No, the summary that we believe captures it, we have put it out and we have responded to, or we've started the process of responding.
Another question for you.
Yes, so that is according to Kojo Nkrumah. Now, reasons no the one or say economic governance issue. To me, but now I'm going to blame Kufuado, but we are more way and now Mamudia report in the womb. The catcher said from the grapevine, he had sitting a report to him. The key thing was the economy. People felt that the economy was managed poorly. Ocquaye report on the first reason I could do Oppong, an integral member of the NPP did to them. Not say economy, no inflation yet. Nesi dina ho den ye adwuma sam nye businessmen nsu any ade. That was why the NPP lost the election. The state of the economy, you know, and was say economy na wono ye free big governance issue. President ne kasa ya wo yo hene sore na achi ame saa de ni nyina governance o hen sore nchi awo saa de ni nyina general governance issue, how the party run the economy no na nye. Second, or say party corporate governance and discipline. The doom ribina kwese party they play for be it min kano crunch NPP and mun kano crunch re won. Say manti e nyemu ye e bia na kasa ni bi nye. Omo kasa so omo tsoro ahantan kasa hyew akakabensam. So there were general breakdown in the party. Obiet min kano crunch re bia ana free for all. Obia ye ni ope. Third reason or see operations. Who does what? And at what time? Obi anim ne wo ya free for all. Obi aye ne ope. Obi aye ne ope party ni obi aye ne ope. Eti esa na asem panini fie. Obi aye ne ope. And for me these reasons are clearly legitimate. Professor Michael Oppong reasons on the ban and legitimate according to Kojo Nkrumah is a legitimate report. Very legitimate. Edu mribi pa na o sha. What I say, as a minister, the answer to nobody. Richard for a day to feel let's say a dan ya obetna ho. Obient bi yina di, bibian koso, BBNC, ye chief of staff nka, President Richard for no one MP so nya Richard for so onye. Edu mribi na say JFK be public announcement. That's what for say president say Richard for na form of one say Richard for. Ni nyina koso o man we mu. So, for me, the Ocquaye report in your all candy sanity. Maybe you just say to the minimum awarding sanity. Or we don't say exclusion of ownership of decision. I've nipa be you me free party nim. Nipa be for my MPs, take decisions bill. Ya know we ubabo ka party no akọ baby. Any ade. And no more day delegate conference you know. It would see interview nipa. Most of the motions are more yen and no. And then you can Saturday said the way Kufuado handle the party. And no more most of the amendment. No, and okay. So now the national chairman is the leader. The steering committee of the National Executive Council day to the administration, president, the new tracker, government, the party. It's because of how Kufuado run it. It's not because I hate the president. I mean, no. But you see, as a journalist, my fidelity is to the truth, not to emotions. Sana yedmaneti o. Se mi producer Joe Okra madam no ye bibia sa me ka no krekere no. What ya say sana ye yedmaneti. Means me metra me ye yodium yodia bia nya no kre. And the report confirms everything I've said from 2024 in share from Besine. From me first I started YouTube. Asama makano no. Me say Ekufuado was Bawumia's biggest Achilles heel. Kwa ya me video me kan the way the man governed. Edu mribe na kasa ye ekonfi. Some my deputy minister, man to a man to Mugran Kanyas, me bibia mamu. Voter region, someone to about Mamti, you grandma Bahana, my barcas, my madam Kanyas, me back. O take FM, a quabre. And someone I was someone to a family, nipa 80,000 to Abama, because I can't send it to my ebay. Point one, I want to go governance. Governance. Nipa no nya ne kwanyo, the economy nko yi, na dwuma sam nko ba kakasa de kire no. O ka kire kwabre for 80,000. In the last two elections, some NPP almost 140,000 votes. na to be catch no company kwa say asem na modem nsam sem nto ya masem eno dey say nya bibia utimi ko hemfo no Nkrum so nsore na chia no ohene sorry are fine but you don't order. When you do that, it gives a certain signal. Now, say brother Mahama call is to do videos bia or bamom ade. You see, they be because a Ghana phone. Yeah for you this ka bebreu. But need die unfa need die ma ye no wani hia. Ghana ye Nkrofobia ye ni kapre but ye bu self respect say nipa no o pese o tsa ni je so de on twe ma akra. Eno na de bia me caution president Mahama against. Because Akufo-Addo onya futufo and onya people who are able to stand up to him and tell him the truth. Can be no moody. Reasons are okay. So one watch my checkman. If you be candid for so reasons you mean candid be. I've said it. That's why I even said that when we hear Professor Michael Kojo report, your report no winning that. Because nobody loses an election on the day. The loss of an election is not an event, it's a process. And the processes of how the government was, especially in the second term, maybe I'm going for the first time, the currency was better. Or run a single digit inflation. The city stability was better than President Mahama's first term. But the second term, no arrogance na dosun. The ministers kason they had to come out. JFK and Soba abonte bekasa.
Oye CEO, oye deputy, oye MMDC. Na se wo shafu ni ndro so. Na wa o trust na o hwe no abra. Faduma no eto. Member party no abro. The best year of my penny, and the same come be Bracoso. And Rasu said, a bine, a sister, a bell, never for so, ever to us. Papa, San no my way now, Cosso, and in for Barbemo, and for Barbema, and Kundia, yes, sure, 2024. Yes,
Anabi, Okotra Peace FM. So, what is the mission levy? No more community do kind of reviews. So, Peace FM, one says I interview and I be interview on a mission levy.
Was I by withdraw? A hun here. Was it a hun here? Yeah, we're from it changed a manco foka. Mr. Minister of Finance, and you be behind the bar. A day emission levy. Nana emission levy, no idea.
I didn't start in Rano.
Nana. In levy by you saw how spirited better the kind my me as a party a tea form any go for the nkomo na na bi ho no ma no kwasem ni afina ye wom na baby a ye dru ne ye nya ye gitum say covid any Russia Ukraine won ma ho kire bai eni kwan say ye sade ho kire biom sa to eye Ghana for no so na we kra no say emission levy say wo hwe sika kra de bakra na enya de o say de bakra o say be ye bekeke ka ho nsam.
So it clearly tells you there was a breakdown. The party couldn't control the government. Now I'm the political party who would finish until I'm saying get MDC nyan or party name because party in a war buying. So at any point, the government and the appointees of the government see that the vehicle through which they came to power was the political party, and they shouldn't seek to weaken the political party. So because some of the form for the cast, oh dear, what you be to me a minister? How many times I call constituency? But party executive on the party for the digger, on the party for the bonkomo, on the police for the bonkomo, so they have a better pulse of the country than you. But some people don't want to. And that is the issue. And anytime the government doesn't listen to the party, they'll go to opposition. That is why in Nkrumah NDC, they need to keep a student ketia in the party. Obedient me ninsem. Financing if you create a black man of monophobic kakasa show. A student ketia echo UTV. Oko blase Sam George. Say penin kasasa NPP mupa. When was the last time I got say Sam so be blase Minister of State, sir? How many times now with TV? That is a leader. Wanya sa ade na party ni begu. Enti the four reasons enyame wanwa. Enyame wanwa. Enyame wanwa. Enyame wanwa. And the NDC must learn reasons from this. And I'm a makan. You don't say to maka se me aduma me ye no. Hey. Posterity ebe jaji nyina. And then me kan NPP for. And ebi wa Facebook come mu di ma aso person oh no post wa be comment me nya wadamfo. Me ye meduma. Me nya bibi anso. Na me ado me yaduma me okay ye be ye yaduma We will do it, and the report will confirm. Report wa washe ma chebia nim say we deja vu. That can. No masuna e din no menti. Subscribe and na click the bell notification. Me the video be atuma ube hu no wetimi ahwe bi. Ya me sha no kan ho. Hwo so ye mame. Bye bye.